Welcome to Women In. I'm Tony Will, and I am excited because I took the month of July off of recording, so my guest is getting me fresh for Women In, and I can't wait for you to meet him because he is fabulous. But before I tell you about my guest, let me tell you what you're listening to. Women In is a podcast that celebrates women from all walks of life and the people in their lives who lift them up. Each episode features incredible voices from my world, sharing stories that spark inspiration, challenge the status quo, and remind us that empowering women empowers everyone. This is a bold, curious, and uncensored space where disruption is welcome, forward thinking is encouraged, and change is the goal. I'm passionate about breaking down barriers, not just for us, but for the next generation, including my own kids. Whether our paths cross through the Kalamazoo Wings, Mindfulness Elevated, Tony Will Coaching, or you happen to be part of my family and friends circle, these conversations matter. Let's dive in and celebrate the power of connection, growth, and the people who are shaping our world. My guest today is the one and only TJ Scott. TJ was born in Jackson, Tennessee, and raised in Benton Harbor, Michigan. He attended Lake Michigan College and is a Western Michigan University alum with a bachelor's degree in sports management and a minor in general business. He's an ex-college basketball player for Lake Michigan College Redhawks, located in Benton Harbor. He's current semi-pro basketball player for the Michiana Magic, which is in South Bend, Indiana. And he's worked for the Kalamazoo Wings for the last 5 years in his current role as a sales manager. And before taking that sales position at the K-Wings, TJ, I almost called him Tarwellen, was a game operations intern, and so you already know how we all met. But let's talk to TJ. Hey, TJ.
What's up, boss lady? That's what Travis say.
He always says that.
No, how you doing, Tony?
I'm good. I am so excited to have you on Women, and we've talked about this for a while.
We have.
And we're making it happen.
Yeah, it's been, like you say, a whirlwind of us having different podcasts, and I was wondering when I was going to get on there, so this is the day.
This is the day. And TJ and I could tell so many stories, but I asked the same question, even though everyone knows how we met, but let's try this. Let's do it a little bit different. When do you remember first meeting me?
First time meeting you that I can remember as it being like an official meeting, I think I came over, I was working as a Game Ops Intern, and I came over to this side of the office, and I was going to the copier, and you were coming, I think, either to get your lunch or you was coming to the room also, and then I had seen you a couple times, but we hadn't spoke, and then at one time you said something about my outfit because I usually would match the teams. I would wear a bunch of different sports teams to work, basically, from school. Yeah. So I'll come there right from school and be writing work. So
yeah, I remember the first time I laid eyes on you. I remember thinking, God, what a breath of fresh air. And your dreads were only about to your chin.
Yeah, about to say they were probably even a little bit shorter than that.
Or maybe they were up to your eyeballs.
I think it was my eyeballs.
And I could feel, here's the thing, people, Josh makes fun of me because I get all into energy and stuff, but I could feel your positive energy a mile away. And a breath of fresh air because I was like, finally, it's not some white person hanging out in the front office. Because TJ knows he's black, everybody. And
right.
I always say that too.
That's right. Look, I stand out is what they say.
You do. Especially in hockey. And I was like, oh, this is so awesome. And then I could just tell you were a positive guy. And I don't know how many interns will listen to this, but I have a really hard time sometimes remembering intern names. But I never had a hard time with TJ, ever. And not just because it was TJ, but for a lot of reasons. And it was fantastic. And we were talking in the office yesterday. So let's talk a little bit about the roller coaster, because you were an intern in the 1920 season.
Yes.
And then we were talking about this week about having ever been let go from a job in our career.
Yes. Yeah. I told you I've never been let go before. It's always either been me leaving or moving away or whatever it is. But yeah, during that 1920 season, when COVID hit, just to be let go as an intern was definitely an experience, right? Like,
yeah.
I was told the next day, don't come to work. Like, don't come in. You don't come in for the rest of the time. Like the rest of your schedule is open now. So Yeah, that was definitely a weird time in the world when that was going on. So,
It was. And for the record, everyone, I didn't tell him not to come in.
oh no,
Well, Michael McFadden did, and I know McFadden will listen to this, and he did it because I told him.
oh yeah, of course, of course. It always come from from the top
Yeah.
to the bottom, man, top to the bottom.
But that was okay. So let's keep talking about this story because we had to shut down the season abruptly in March of 2020, and we had I mean everything stopped. We all went home, and as everyone knows how the story goes, at least in the K-Wings front office, we did not start playing hockey again for I think it was 19 months, and we were home for 15 months working from home. Now during that period, TJ was he interned, and then that ended, and then we started to open back up, and I needed to hire some people.
Yep.
And then let's pick up the story there.
Yeah, so basically when I got let go, like she said, that the 15 months of the K-Wings not having a season, it kind of put the damper on me ever thinking that I would ever work in sports. It was crazy. Everybody was staying home. Obviously, you couldn't leave or whatever. It couldn't even be 6 feet from another person, so that was kind of challenging. But from there, I didn't get in my depressed mode or be like, hey, we'll never do this again. I ended up just finding another job or whatever until that time. And then I ended up running into one of your workers would be Michael Keel.
Yeah.
And he was telling me about how you guys are going to be starting back up. So I was like, hey, I might as well put my hat in the ringer and see what happens. And I'm here now. So that's kind of how that story goes. And in that 15 months, though, it was definitely a span of being unemployed, trying to figure it out, and then finding some job that would actually let you work until, like I say, the K-Wings kicked back up. And when I seen that sales job, I tried to hop on it as soon as possible. So
Yeah. And we met. I interviewed you, and I knew. I was like, yeah, this is easy. Easy hire. And you and Travis started on the exact same day.
yeah, my road dog. That's my road dog there. Yeah.
And Travis was an intern with you during the 1920 season. You guys have done, you are lockstep.
Yeah, locked in for life now. So whenever he leaves, I'm sorry, Tony, I might have to go with him. I think we're a package deal now. Is that how that works?
You might be a package deal. I don't want to see the day because, we've all been together so long now, and we've got a lot of exciting things ahead of us, but we'll get to that. So let's talk about, because when we don't often get to reflect on these type of things, but we started that season for the 2021 hockey season in COVID hell. And there's all kinds of things going on. And, we're all collectively teaching, learning everything new, how to sell, everything's changed. So let's just for a second reflect, what do you remember about that? And I think what's really cool is, you had graduated college, you're looking to you want to have a career in sports. COVID hits, there was a lot to overcome. So then you get the job and you're going.
Yeah.
So what would you say, was it hard at first because of all the shit that was going on?
Yeah, obviously with the weird way that it went, and when you guys figured out that you were going to start back up, it wasn't a lot of time when I got hired to prep to even be selling. And to me, this would have been a new role. I've never been in a sales position before. So just having that time, it was tough those first couple of months. And it wasn't just tough because of me learning the product or nothing like that, but it's just learning how to be a salesman, learning how to be a professional in that space, right? And to be a black man in hockey. So just that is all in one, like I say, on top of COVID, and then fans not wanting to come out because of COVID. So it was learning how to take those, denying of the tickets and learning how to just move forward, right? And as the years went on, or as the season went on, obviously you start to see more people start to come into it and get more interested and start to come back. But yeah, those first couple months though, it definitely was tough. Like you say, our favorite phrase is drinking from a fire hose is what it was. And I will say it was okay. We got through it. I'm here now, and I feel like it made me a better person overall. So
100%. We drank through the fire hose with our fucking masks on.
Yes, we did. With masks on and all. Masks on and all. Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Okay, remind me, was this the first season where I hired you, or was it the year later where you got COVID and then you were home for 2 weeks?
No, that was all in that same season. So I got hired that first season. And then 2 weeks into me having a job,
Yes.
I got COVID. So then I was out for 2 to 3 weeks trying to figure that out because of the law changes and people going back to work, and you couldn't come back to work unless you had a negative test. And then a week later it came back out that you could go back to work when, for 5 days if you wore a mask. And then after 3 days, so every day it seemed like the CDC was changing something to where I felt like I could go back to work, but then we didn't want, I was just trying to be respectful of everybody else and their beliefs behind it, and just not get nobody sick. And so it was when I first got hired, that was definitely a challenge. Just COVID itself, and then just trying to work around and learn a new position. So, but yes.
Yeah, you brought something up really interesting. I want to talk about this. Dive in a little bit, because you know how passionate I am about this. Being a black man in hockey, I never once thought of myself as a minority in anything until I started this job.
Yes.
And I didn't even notice, because I was just like, I didn't think of myself different. But boy, did it open my eyes, and I'm forever grateful for all the experience of what it feels like to be a minority, because it sucks sometimes. But we can turn the mess into a message, and that's certainly what you and I do. So talk about what the last 5+ years have been to be a black man in hockey, and your vantage point in your role in sales, and what you've experienced, and what you've learned.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like you said, when you're first coming in, it's tough. It's a 95% white male sport, and I mean, obviously, it's growing to where more minorities are getting into the sport on the business side and into the sports side. So that's nice. But yeah, it's tough, man, because the people look at you like you don't know what you're talking about, or you don't know hockey like that. And I'm not gonna say I was a hockey guru when I first started this job. I've gradually grown into that now, as in being in this role for 5 years, that I can now watch hockey before any basketball or football or something like that. If there's a bigger hockey game on, I may cut that on instead of watching those games. But yeah, just like you say, selling wise, it just was like, what do you know, and I would have to prove myself more, I feel like. And people are maybe a little intimidated by me because I am a black man, right? And I mean, I'm the only black man on the staff is in the sales spot. So, but then that's when they come and they talk to me. It's like, oh, well, this guy is just like a normal guy, right? He's not intimidating. He's nice. He's going to take care of me or look out for me or whatever the case may be. But they don't have to worry once they feel like they've had that first initial conversation with me. So, yeah. And I always get that. I felt like all through my life I'm 6'3", over 240, I'm a big guy, and let's just say the society makes it out to where big black is very scary. So,
and our culture does, which is hilarious, because I never think about it that way. I'm just like, oh, and you're the only one on the staff that will always come give me a hug, and yep. I love hugs. And TJ, I just got back from being gone for a bunch of travel and vacation, and he comes right up to me. No one else does that, TJ. So you are not scary.
I mean, hey, that's just my personality, and I look out for my people. So I take care of people that take care of me. That's how I feel like it. And you've taken care of me for these last 5 years, Tony. So thank you.
Anyone get to mess with TJ, you better watch. It's not the 6'3", 240 black man.
No, they don't know. It's you. It's the 150 pound. Right? Yeah, that's you. That's you. It's you.
5 foot 250 pound middle-aged white woman. You got to look out for. Okay, because I am. Listen, this is one of my. Joe Roberts will say this.
Oh, man.
I am. It is a weakness. If people go after my employees, I can't help it. I've always been like this. It is just like, do not. And I wish I were a little more gracious.
I love that about you. It's just it just shows that you care, right?
I do.
And it's not just about being your employee at some points. It's you caring about us as people, and it's and to me that goes a long way. As in a higher upper management, it can show that type of ability, right? To show that they actually care. It ain't just about the job or get this done and then that's just it. You actually care about our lives and what we got going on and stuff like that. So.
100%. I want the whole person at work because I realize you're just not, you know how they used to say back in the day, like, oh, keep your personal life at the door when you come to work and all
Hmm.
this. That's all bullshit. Like, no, let's talk about the whole person. Like, I want to help you get to all your goals because if you're achieving whatever goals you want, you're going to be better at work.
Hmm.
So I want to know what's going on, and not in a nosy way,
No.
but in a way that's like, hey, I'm here for you, and we're all supporting each other. And I mean, look how long you've worked in this organization. Like, how awesome is that? A
Yeah,
long
I know.
time.
And it's been, like I say, in this role for 5 years, and the intern role is 1 year, and then even before that, working as like a temp at the Wings Event Center at
Right.
Food and Beverage. So like being around the Wings Event Center, I've been here probably around here for like 8 years.
Yes. I
So
forgot about that. You're meant to be. And what are we going to do when we move to the new event center?
I know it's like, man. So I always think about that too. It's like, man, I really knew I knew about the K Wings, right, when I was working in food and beverage, but I didn't really know, right? And then I didn't start getting really into it until started going back to school, because I was working in food and beverage before I was going to school. So it was like I was just looking for a job to make money, and then come to find out, this is one of the my career path is in being in this office now and trying to sell. So it's been, like I say, a journey definitely from being a food runner now to, helping out kids and fundraisers and doing all that stuff. So
Yeah.
definitely been a different and a long journey from there. But I'm grateful for what I've been through and stuff like that. So
Yeah, you definitely have. Well, I'm going to talk about your strengths in a minute, but gratitude and positivity is certainly, it helps you continue to be successful and tackle whatever's thrown your way. What advice would you give to individuals who are minorities in whatever industry they're in? But if they're, an African American individual or, whatever, it doesn't matter what race, but they're not white. What advice would you give them if they're in similar positions that you are to be as successful as you are? Like, what do you think's played a role in your success?
just not being afraid to stand out. Joe
Yeah.
always tells me that I'm comfortable in my own skin. That's another thing. And just knowing when to be outspoken, right? And knowing when to not be, and knowing when it's a good time to have fun, and then knowing when it's serious. So in that sense, just don't sell yourself short, and don't let no one tell you that you can't do something. So, and that's always been my mindset, and I try to always give my best and my all in everything I do. So, and that's another thing I've taken from my mom, another woman in my life that has
Yeah.
basically helped me and guided me to the man that I am today. So she always told me to put my best effort into it or don't do it at all. So
Yeah, we'll talk about your mom and other women in your life here in a minute. I wanted, while we're on sports, I want to talk about this because I think it's really important, especially if someone's listening to this and they think, I want to work in sports, because a lot of people do, as you and I know. But you're the sport you love the most, correct me if I'm wrong, is basketball.
yes,
Okay, but you also play softball.
yep,
Okay, but basketball is your sport.
yes.
Did you want to work in basketball, or did you choose hockey because it was in Kalamazoo? And tell me about like working for a sport, because you had said I didn't know much. Well, both of us didn't at the time, but didn't know much about it. But you still love working in sports, so I'd love to like. I want to hear about all that. How you ended up like saying I'm okay with hockey, even though I love basketball.
Yeah, so I mean, to start off with I've been in sports all my life, right? Just starting from pee-wee football and little league baseball and whatever, jump start basketball or whatever you want to say. And then just being around sports my whole life, watching my brother play. Like, I always knew that I wanted to do something, tailored around sports, even if it was like coaching or something like that. So when I got to Western, that's kind of when it like dawned on me like, hey, I can actually work in a sport, right? And granted that we didn't have a basketball team here that would be professional, like I say, like you said, like I settled for the saying, hey, I'm working for a sports team. It's not basketball, but hey, it's a sports team, right? And in a sense, when I first started, I would thought that maybe this would be like a stepping stone for me to get to the basketball or the NBA or G League, or in the sense of that, right? But now I done fell in love with this, and I love working for this company, and it's like I don't want to leave. Like, and we in a very special spot right now to where it's like we getting that new arena here in the next 2 years, and it's like, when are we gonna have something? When am I ever gonna have something like that ever in my life that I can be a part of? That I can say that even if it doesn't work out for the new arena and I don't stay there for however much time, at least I was a part of a process of a new arena being built, to see what it looks like, to be a part of that. Like, not a lot of people in sports can say that. So,
Yeah.
and to me, that was like, I was in a bridge there from when that was a couple years of like, what do I really want to do? Do I want to stay here because my family's here? Like you say, I got a kid now that's here. And it's like, I put down roots here in Kalamazoo. So it's like, do I really want to uproot everything and then just move because of a job that's being in basketball? Or do I really want to, put these roots down and grow right here? So in that sense, I've put my roots down and I'm working on growing right here. So that's how that kind of came into intuition. So.
Well, and something to think about too, like one of the things you said as advice is don't be afraid to stick out.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the deal, you stick out in hockey, as we said. And so that's an advantage too. Like, and you heard my TED Talk more times than anyone cared to, because I practiced on all you all, but the whole premise of it was perhaps your perceived weaknesses are actually strengths.
Yep.
And so it could be viewed as, oh, but this isn't your attitude, but oh man, I'm a minority, so people aren't going to like me. But that's not true. The reality is, you're like, no, I'm going to embrace my blackness. I'm going to be TJ, and the people will love me, and they do. And so being in hockey allows you to lean into that positive mindset.
Yes.
And it's working, because you cannot walk the concourse of Wings Event Center without TJ being stopped. He is the mayor of the concourse at a Kalamazoo Wings game.
Yes, if you guys are on the concourse at a K-Wings game, you probably will see me stopped talking, shaking hands, signing autographs like I play on the team. But like you say, it's me putting off that personality, that energy that people love. So, I love them for making me feel famous. That's what I always tell them. You make me feel famous, man.
Okay, maybe I need to rework my strategy. I just need to hang out with you every single game and go everywhere you go, and maybe the season ticket holders will like me.
You know what? I'm okay with that. Please, I would love to have you by my side. What? Yes, please do it.
I'll tell you what, TJ. Okay, so we cannot get off this topic of sports quite yet until we talk about the big award you won in the 21-22 season. And when I think about, I'm almost been with the franchise now 11 years. This moment that what I'm going to talk about now, but it is in the top 3 moments in my whole career. When I hosted the league awards as the chair of the team services committee, and I also happen to be your boss, but I also nominated you for Sales Rookie of the Year in the 21-22 season. And so because I was hosting the awards, I knew you won several weeks before. What I didn't know was how I was going to respond when I was reading your name up on that stage. And the moment I did, oh my God, I was bawling. And then it was one of I still get chills thinking about how much that moment meant, not just for you, but for Black people in hockey, specifically on the business side. Because you go to these league meetings and you are literally one of the only any color, black, brown.
The first meeting that we went to, league meetings, I don't think there was another minority person in there. I think it literally was just me.
Yeah.
It was only me. There was no other. It was me and you, and maybe a few other white women in the sense of that. But there wasn't a lot of any other minorities in that. And I don't know if Joe told you this or not, but like I told him from the last one that we just went to, right? I've been going to those things. This would probably be, I think it's my 4th or 5th one that I've been to.
Yeah.
In that time frame of walking into that room now, it's so different. It's better, isn't it? It's so different. There is all type of people in that room now. And like you said, winning that award in that year and putting it in front of, like you say, the other 99% that would have been white males in there, to see that it was a Black man that could win an award like that. Like you say, it was a touching moment. Like you say, we both cried. And
we were crying. Everyone, People out there crying.
Yes, yeah. People was out there crying. I was crying. I mean, it was a touching moment, especially with everything I had been through. I just lost my aunt that time, or like around earlier that year, or around that time that we went to the thing, and just the COVID, and then having a kid, and just like all that stuff was all in 1 year, and then all the hard work that we put in, me and Travis being the only two salesmen for a while, and not faulting Travis for them, but like he was getting married, so a lot of the time he wasn't there, and a lot of the stuff when it was on sales stuff was on me, so it's like I was putting in tons of hours, staying over, coming in early, coming in on PTO days, like just doing extra work that, whatever I could to make sure that our team was good, right? And like I said, I'm not faulting Travis because obviously he had all that stuff planned beforehand. So Travis, don't kill me when you see this.
We like to give shit about it. Like, sure, he was always off in October.
I know. Hey, it's okay. Look, we made it through once again, and then
You and I were running around that one game when oh God, I'm not even gonna tell that story. When I'm like DJ, and it was me and you.
Oh yeah. Hey, it's okay. It's okay. We figured it out. Once again we made it through. We got through. We set record numbers that year, so it's okay. That's okay with me. So
yeah, I mean, just what an amazing moment. I don't know. I could sit in it forever, but okay, let's keep moving because all right, let's talk about the women in your life because you mentioned your mom and your aunt, and so who are some of the women that have shaped you to be the man that sits before me now?
Yeah, like you said, start off first, obviously with like my mom and my grandma, and. So it would be mom, grandma, big ma when I was growing up, right? Big ma's the oldest. I got my grandma, then my mother, and it's just like those three women were the women in my life that would shape me to be who I am today, right? In the beginning. Now that I've had a kid, I can say that my daughter is now one of the people in my life that shapes me to be the man that I am today. So in that sense, I would say definitely talk about my mom showing me the values, right? And then obviously growing up in a church home, you have godmothers or whatever, and then you get your aunts and the people that you could call your like play aunts or stuff like that. Just having those people around me to show me what it is to like for family and stuff like that when it comes to putting your priorities or lining up your priorities of what you want to do and showing that, family's an important thing. So I always think that my mom, my grandma, and my big ma shaped me to be the man that I am today. So.
And what are their names? If you listen to this?
Yes, yeah. Both my grandma and my big ma have passed away.
Okay.
My grandma passed away last year, and then my big ma passed away when I was in high school. Both of them, Gladys Hurd is my big ma's name, and then, oh my God, my grandma gonna kill me.
She's gonna kill you?
My grandma gonna kill me, man.
Is she rolling over?
Man, don't do it.
What's your mom's name?
Mom's name Flora Ivy.
Flora Ivy, what a beautiful name.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, and is she in Tennessee?
No, she's in Michigan. So
she is, okay.
My big mom and my grandma used to live in Tennessee, and then my mom was in Michigan. We used to all live in Tennessee, then we moved to Michigan when I was probably like 10. So
got it.
And then we left my big mom, my grandma down there along with one of my aunts, and then I had an aunt here in Michigan too that was here still. So my family's like split up from Michigan and Tennessee, basically.
Oh, I know you well because I'll talk about your dad in a minute, but you have driven back and forth to Tennessee more times than I can count since I've known you. And you're like, Tony, and you hop in the car to go to Tennessee like I hop in the car to go to the gym. Like, you're like, I'm just popping down. And I'm like, you popping down? And you're a road warrior. I'll tell you what.
After growing up that way and taking that trip, man, it's like, you get secondhand nature to it to where when you're growing older now, and it's like you said, I was just getting in the car and going to the next town, but that's a 9-hour trip. I would say that it can get long. It can get long sometimes. So
before we move off the women, you're raising a young woman, as you noted, your daughter, and she's turning 5 this year. And talk to us about like when you see someone like me doing this work, and as you get to see a side of me that most people don't, like behind the scenes. You know me very well. When you see women like me doing this work for our kids' generation, what are your hopes for your daughter and the work that I'm doing, hopefully to help her? And not that she's going to work in sport. Who knows what she ends
Right.
up doing? But
But no, just for her to see that, like, you could be in a leadership position, right? And just because you're a woman, it doesn't mean that you can't do things. And I hate that, once again, our society put that out when, years ago, of a woman is only supposed to have babies, clean up the house, wash the dishes, and do the laundry. Like it's more to that than, and stop looking at it as in they're being women, and look at them being as in humans, right? So you can tell me that a human can't lead. Is that what you're saying, basically? A human
right.
can't be in a leadership role. And why is that? Why? But
That's the same
I
damn
would,
question.
I was about to say, yeah, like why not? Why not them? Is what I feel like, right? And I just want my daughter to know, like, you can be in a leadership role, or you can be successful, and don't let people tell you that you can't. And you are a prime example of what you've accomplished in your life, right? You didn't start off in even sports, and who knows? Like you said, you was doing, I think, banking or
Yeah,
yeah.
banking and the chamber, and I was doing nothing like this.
Yeah, and like you say, and now you've landed at something to where it's in a leadership role and you thrive in it. So, but like you say, just putting it out there to her and showing her that you can do whatever you set your mind to, even if it's a man doing it. Don't
Exactly.
don't make it so it's just like, oh, well, this is only a man thing. No, like I done seen more women welders and people,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
trade jobs and like stuff like that you would say that mostly that was for men back in the day. Like I see more women doing that type of thing now, and I just want her to be able to follow that type of role. Don't
Yeah.
sell you. Once again, don't sell yourself short. I may have to get that tatted up somewhere.
I love it. Uh, Something else you and I have in common, we have a lot in common, but we both lost a parent this year.
Yep.
And my mom died in February. Your dad died 6 weeks later.
Yep.
And my mom's was a long journey because it was Alzheimer's. Your dad, it came quick. Like
Yeah.
what you're like, Tony, and I'm like, what? I mean, it happened quick.
Yeah.
So talk to me about, going through this together in a 6 week period of time.
Yeah.
It was, and in the middle of hockey season, which is hard. So how has that been for you? And again, like, I don't know. I don't know if it helped or not, but because I just went through it too, and so we were kind of like, it
No,
just it helped me
Yeah,
too.
no, when you were going through it, so I was talking to my dad, right? He was working on getting better and better and better, and in the sense of the updates that I was receiving is that he was getting better, and then that last, like you say, that 6 weeks or that 2 week span of getting those like immediate, like emergency calls that things are going south, like it was tough, and having you be there, like you said, you going through this already, like just having someone else that I know was going through it and they could give me advice was great. And it's still tough now, right? Like my birthday's coming up in 4 days, and he calls me every year on my birthday, and he sings to me, and I won't get that this year. So
Yeah.
it's tough, but you got to get through it. Definitely, having you around helps
Yeah.
because you've been through it too. So it's not your dad, but like you said, it's still a parent or whatever, it's somebody that you was close to. So it's definitely tough, but it can definitely get past it by having people like you in my life. So
Yeah.
appreciate I
Well,
appreciate
I appreciate you too. And I just had so much empathy. I'm like, this sucks. I mean, it just, and then, Chris Cadeau, who was already on my podcast, his mom died suddenly 2 weeks ago. So this year in 2025 in the front office, we've lost 3 parents, which is just unheard of. Like, and we're all at different ages. Like,
Yep.
you guys are in your 30s still. I'm in my mid-ish, inching up to late 40s. And
prime.
I'm in my prime, but that's right. That's, that's right.
But
But
yeah,
you hit on something really. I mean, your birthday. That's yeah. I just thought about my birthday. It's hard. It
yeah.
is. It's like, and it comes out of nowhere sometimes. But the fact that you're recognizing it and you're taking PTO next week for your
Mhm.
just because I have to just a secret about it, I have to make TJ take time off. Everyone,
Yeah.
TJ, come on now.
She forces me to do it, guys. She say, she say, hey, aren't you maxed out? I'll be like, maybe.
I know. I'm like, get out of the office. But I know you love it. And I mean, it's such a compliment because you really love being at work.
Yeah. So, but everything that I had going on, like I told Chris, because that was one thing I told Chris when he got back was like, hey, like if you need someone to talk to or like if you ever just want to reach out to me and we could just, it ain't even got to be about what's going on with your parents. Like it could just be to just talk to pass time because I felt like being at work helped me like get past the time because I know if I was at home by myself or just at home thinking about it, like I would be in a bad spot, right? And I don't want to be that person. I'm not that person. And I'm the cheerful, positive, like you said, cheerful, positive person that I am. Like I don't want to be in that dark space. And I went there when I got that call, like in this office. And I don't want to go back there. I just don't want to think about it. I try to keep myself busy. So coming to work is where we have a good time here. We have fun. We make it fun. This is entertainment. It's sports. Like you say, it's sexy. Like you said, it gives you positive energy. So coming back to work I like being at work because I feel like it helps me stay positive. And then
Yeah.
the the what do you call it? The celebration and not toleration type thing. So like, you working to get that celebration from your team when you make a good sale or whatever it is, and it makes you feel good. So it's like being around these people, I guess, like if it was the opposite to where we didn't have a good, I guess, gelling type family style office, like I probably wouldn't want to be here like that. But it's not like that. It's, we
Yeah.
enjoy each other, and we spend a lot of time during the season, and that
A
kind of
lot.
helps with trying to keep it fun or whatever it is because we know we are going to spend tons of time together. But coming back to work during that hard time was definitely good for me because it helped me pass the time
Yeah.
and get over it and heal. So
Yeah, I write my gratitude journal each night, and actually on Mondays usually because we were in the off season, we work from home on Fridays and Mondays, and you can come in if you want, which I know sometimes I do or TJ does or some of us in the office do. But by the time I get to Monday evening, I'm like I'm ready to go back in the office, and what I write in my gratitude journal for the next day because I always like put what I want for the next day, and it's just laughing in the office because it is so like we will find the most ridiculous things.
oh yes,
And like I'll hear TJ like we'll say something ridiculous down the hall and I hear TJ just laughing in the other room and I start laughing because it is just tomfoolery we just have a lot of fun. We
yeah.
do. And there are times we are stressed out, but
Yes, but
there's
that's
some fun.
yeah, it's that, like you say, knowing when it's time to lock in and be
Yeah.
serious and get stuff done, and then, like you said, just knowing when it's that time that we can play around or just have fun here in the office because like, I feel like who wants to be in a stuck-up office all day, every day? That would be terrible.
Oh my God, it'd be awful. Okay, so let's talk about sales for just a minute because I think there's two camps. Like, oh, I don't like sales. Sales is a dirty word, which you
Mhm.
all and then there's like people who sell, or there are people who want to get into sports. And I'm like, the best way into sports is through sales because there's more revenue generating roles than there are those game operations role or behind the scenes.
Yep.
So, what would you say is kind of your secret sauce, if you were to have any, to becoming a great salesperson? Because you came in and you didn't know anything, and you've learned over the years. So, what has led you to be successful? Do you think
Man,
that you could give wisdom to the next group coming up?
making your customer feel comfortable, like to come to you, to talk to you, and it's not about the product, like actually learning who these people are. Like I mentioned this at the league meetings, like when you walk out into that arena, you don't know who out there until you go out and you meet them and you get to know them and know their families and their kids or whatever it is. So it's like, you said, like you say, sales could be sales is a dirty word is what they like to say, right? but or a dirty car salesman is what
Yeah.
people normally go to. But would you say this dirty car salesman is a dirty car salesman if he was to come up to you and not even try to sell you a car first and just ask you how you are?
Right.
How's your day going? How was work? You know, what you got planned for your life? Or when is your kid going off to college? What college is your kid going to? Have they done this? And then it's more of, like you say, oh, I'll get around to talking about, selling or whatever it is. Like, they know what I'm here for. But when you come off as being personable and not just trying to sell to them, then most likely you're going to get the sale anyway. And then that's why it makes it so easy for me, because I try to approach my people as in, like, I'm like part of, we may be friends, or I'm part of your family, is in a sense. Like, I'm another extension of your family. So when you come to the K-Wings games, hey, you're going to see TJ, and he going to give you a high five, and he going to maybe give you a hug, or you going to introduce him to your friend that you're not bringing to the game for the first time to hopefully get them to get tickets. Like, I try to work my personal thing with the sales to try to get to know people instead of just trying to sell it to them.
Yep. And I mean, I see it in action with you all the time. I mean, it is true. You just really care about the person. And when you care about the person, then they want to do business with someone they know, like, and trust.
Yes.
Well, there it is. When you built that relationship, those three things fall into place.
Yeah, and the way that we are centered around the building a family type base thing here, or trying to make sure that this is a family friendly place, like, being a part of this, it starts with me, is in a sense of they're going to come to me as I'm the front facing person that they're going to see when they come and buy something. So it's like, why not be personal to those people and try to get to know them? Because then they're going to feel comfortable with giving you referrals or giving you extra or buying extra, and it doesn't seem like it's a hassle on them or something
Right.
like that. So it makes it easy for them in a sense.
What's the hardest part, do you think, about sales?
Oh, you know what? Personally, it's probably when you get that no, when you get the no answer and dwelling on it.
Yeah.
Like, and me now, I've grown, like I say, in the last 5 years of me doing this. Like I say, when me getting the no now is totally different than when I used to get a no. Like, I would be like, oh man, like, what did I do wrong here? Like, maybe I got to do something different or whatever it is. And it's like, now I just think about it as in they maybe just didn't want it in that time. And not that it's something that I did wrong and that it just doesn't work what's best for them in that moment, right? So learning that is definitely, if you're a new salesperson listening to this, no is okay. You just got to move past. That's all. Just go to the next one.
I think, TJ, too, even I still get no's to this day. I mean, of course I do. I'm human, and not everyone's going to say yes, because I still sell in my role.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to let those go, because it's because I'm thinking they're saying no to me, but they're really not saying no, Tony. We hate you. Maybe they do, but it's not really about me. It's just it's so many other reasons.
Yeah,
and
so many different variables that could be into it. And I stopped to say, instead of saying when they say no and being like, it's part of me, it could be like I say, maybe their parent died just 6 weeks ago, or maybe they are needing to fix their car, and maybe something's wrong with their house or whatever it is, and they just don't got the money for it right now. That does not have to do anything with me, right?
Nothing.
And instead of making it personal when I get the no now, I just move to the next person, right? And if this person is going to come back that told me no, they will.
Yeah.
And that's how I just got to keep moving and doing that right now. So.
And you are, because we are 10Xing. If you haven't been on LinkedIn, get that 10X. 10. If you're not watching us, you're like, what are they doing?
Hey, that's for you, girl.
Hayden. Oh, and Hayden, you need to watch this one, because I brought this mug out just for you, Hayden, Dave & Buster's. So
Oh, man.
we're working on we're earning a trip to Dave & Buster's for this front office crew at the sales contest this summer. So
Yes, we are. We will be at D&B's.
we got a prize wheel and everything.
Mm-hmm.
All right, TJ, speaking of LinkedIn, if people want to find you and they want to learn from you, they want to buy tickets from you, where can they find you?
Oh, always can find me on LinkedIn, Tarwell and Scott. You will see it. It says 2021-22 ECHL Rookie of the Year underneath there. So you can definitely find me on LinkedIn. If you want to email me for tickets, tscott@ghgkz.com or tscott@kwings.com. That works too. You can find me there. And I won't give you my number on here because I don't know. I don't know about that one.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. They can email you or LinkedIn message you.
Yes, LinkedIn.
Or you can come to Tony, and I'll determine if you should talk to TJ or not. No.
Yeah, that's right. There you go.
I'm your dog.
Yeah, there you go. You see, you heard what she said.
Well, TJ, this has just been fantastic. Thank you for coming on, and I'm wishing you an early happy birthday. This will air after your birthday, but we'll celebrate it then.
Okay.
And we did Guilty Pleasures, everyone, in the front office for birthdays, and TJ picks the best Guilty Pleasures. It's food, and it's one sweet and one savory, and this year he chose rainbow sherbet with Sprite, and you mix it together. It was so delightful. So, and Taco Bell.
Yep. The 3 cheese, chicken flatbreads, and the sherbet with the look. That's a summertime drink for sure.
You always pick the best things. Nobody is like raving about my donut holes, coffee, and sushi.
That's a crazy mixture. I'm just gonna tell you that.
Yeah, I know. Not sushi. I don't know. TJ, all right, we're going to keep laughing.
Yeah.
So if you all want to connect with me, I'm not hard to find, kwings.com for the hockey side of my life, for the rest of my life, whether it's the TEDx, I don't know, I got a book coming out soon. What else am I doing, TJ? Coaching, all these things, TonyGill.com. So.
Listen, the hats that she wears unlimited, guys.
Too many.
Unlimited. No, I really appreciate you having me on. This was great. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, TJ. All right, until next time.